Good morning, America. It is I, Jay Sims, the Lion, and we are back for another episode of the Book of Man. It's Saturday. We about to get into it, so I want to welcome in all my hard workers, my overtime workers, my late shifters, my get up too early graveyard shifters. All of those people out there, I want to welcome you in on this Saturday morning. I know you was trying to sleep in, but you're here with us. Thank you. Doc, what's going on this morning, brother?
Man, what is happening, boy? The intro is on point as always. And if you don't feel welcome after all that, click off, come back, watch it again, and then join us. That's the way to go.
That's how you do it. So it's Saturday. Let's get our homework out the way real quick.
All right. Obligatory housekeeping for today. Number one, if you would like to interact with us, there's two ways you can do that too. Number one, if you're in the comments, you can drop a comment down there. We'll throw it up on the screen and then we'll talk about it. That's real easy. Second way, click the link above in the description of the show that you're watching. You click that, you come into our green room, you can come on stage with us and join us. You don't have to have your camera on the whole time. I know some people are sensitive about that, and that's okay. I just need to see you for a second to see who you are down below. I'll throw you up. You can turn your camera off, and you can stay on with us the whole time, or you can jump in and jump out. It's all good. Everybody is welcome. Next thing, Thursdays at 7, the Book of Man book study. The Way of the Superior Man is what we're studying, and right now we're getting into some serious stuff. Yes, last Thursday was big. A lot of things that we realized that we can do different to help make our relationships with our significant others better. So you want to come be a part of that. Saturdays, we're here 11 o'clock. We're talking about all the other kind of stuff. So you want to be in part of that. Fridays, 8 o'clock. I just started the Nerd Show until I think of a better name. We're talking about just regular stuff, movies. We got video games. We got anime, cartoons. All of that. It's enough seriousness in the world, so we're just talking about other kind of stuff. And coming soon.
You gotta take a break sometime.
You know it, and coming soon when his schedule clear up a little bit.
That's right.
Jay Sims the Lion is coming with the Lion's Den, and you want to be a part of that one because that's where you want to be.
Yeah, that we're gonna be talking about all kind of stuff. We're gonna definitely have a sports section. Probably gonna have a no nonsense section. That's gonna be for all my folks that want to get it off their chest. Kind of what we're gonna be doing here today. And we on the Lions Den, man. We welcome in all topics. Welcome. We're not shying away from anything. Join me. We talking about it all. If you got something you heard about, you know about something going on in your community, please feel free to come forward and talk about all that kind of stuff. We definitely want to promote anything that any of the men in the group or outside of the group are working on. We're going to get people involved. The Lions Den going to encompass all of that. And it's going to be something we can do on Wednesday night to really just get over that hump and have the conversation we want to have.
Oh, man, yeah, it's going to be good, man. So you told me earlier in the week, you said, I need to talk about some stuff on the Saturday show. And I need to get some stuff off my chest. We need some serious things we need to talk about. So I don't know where we're going with this, but we just getting stuff off our chest. So let's go.
Okay. Well, so I was it's been a couple of weeks here. Been a lot of things going on. Some personal, some in the media and all that. And it's just I'm really tired of seeing Black men and Black women at each other's throat.
Yeah.
Like I don't know about you, Doc, but damn near feel like it's designed. It's by design. Like, are we really serious sitting here angry with our women angry with us about nothing, it seems like. And I'm just tired of seeing it. It's like, are we falling for this trick still? 2022, all this technology, all this thing in the world, and all we're doing is falling for the same bullshit that got us at odds. You got Black men running around talking bad about Black women. You got Black women running around saying the same trope from 30 years ago that no longer apply, that none of the numbers support.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, we can't come to some kind of common ground because we at each other's throat behind Nonsense.
Lies.
Yeah, you see people post these videos up, you know they're staged, yet you have hundreds of thousands of comments spread over all the social media about nonsense. I take you back to one that blew up really big, the little McDonald's thing.
Okay.
The dad bringing the McDonald's just for his kid. It was fake. And we had all these people at each other's throat behind it. And I just saw another recent one where the girl got mad because the man took her to IHOP. And then all these people on the post just flipping out. Another one I saw where the girl got mad because the man bought her an older model car instead of the 2022 car.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, man, these things are fake, man. And we got people literally going at each other. Black women thinking bad about black men and black women thinking crazy about black men over nothing. I'm just tired of seeing that shit, doc.
I'm not gonna lie. Me too.
You know, it's to a point where it's like, your house is your house. Mm-hmm. Do what works for you in your house. Now, have those discussions. Ladies, gentlemen, whatever those discussions are, whatever the bills are, whatever the how we gonna go out, how we gonna raise kids, all of that stuff, you got to have those conversations before you have kids and before you say you're gonna live with somebody. Don't wait till you decide to move in to have conversations about how y'all gonna pay bills and be shocked.
That's true. That's true. So the question is, where does it come from? Now, I have my own ideas about where it comes from.
Oh, I love to hear it, doc.
Okay. Well, first of all, I always refer back to that regression to the mean and also the bell curve and the inverse U. Right. And the people that are on the outside of the standard are the ones that have the loudest voices. Right. So what's happening is that those people who may have had bad experiences, they talking about it, and they're the loudest ones. So everybody think that's the whole truth, but also greed is a part of it too.
Okay. Because
the people who are creating this content, right? They know what people want to pay for. They know how to get views. Put drama up on the screen. And so people fall for it every time. They don't realize that it's just drama. Because you know what? This is something I learned. When I was going through some stuff, life was difficult. And for me, when stuff get hard, I start researching and reading and trying to figure out why.
Okay.
And I came upon a lot of men's content, a lot of red pill content, stuff like that. And I was trying to compare it. I'm like, okay, this is what they're saying happening, but this is what I'm seeing. So is this really true? And I don't think any comparison going there, like you said, in your particular house, people not looking at it and say, oh, well, okay, that may be happening out there, but that's not happening in here.
So it's not happening in there, and it's not happening at your neighbor house or your friend's house. You know, most of America, let's talk about America. Mm-hmm. Most of America is two people, is two-person household, both parties are working. That's most of America. It ain't a lot of stay-at-home moms when the cost of living too high. Because realistically, you can go out here, have you a solid job, solid income. You know, you could be out here making $80,000+ a year, and that's still not enough for a whole family.
No, it's not.
It's not enough. And that's so you could be a man holding his own. You know, you out here making $75,000, $80,000 a year, which is a solid salary. Because the average salary for a white American only $58,000 or something like that. So if you're making 70 or 80, you're doing pretty good.
You're good to go.
But that's still ain't enough for a whole household. So 9 times out of 10, your lady working too.
Mm-hmm.
So why are we talking about this? I don't want to pay no bills, man paying 100% of everything, all of that, when it's not realistic.
It's not.
It's not realistic. Can a man making 70, 80,000 pay all the bills? Yes, he can.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to live like somebody, like it's only $80,000 coming into the house.
Yeah, exactly.
The lifestyle most people want to live.
I mean, I think that's a social media thing. You know, the advent of social media has been a good thing, but also it has negative ramifications. And it's a lot of comparison going on. Right. And people feel like that's what they need to compare because you're only seeing that one snapshot. You know, you see the one moment where the person take that picture or take the video. They are, I don't know, let's say Dubai. Let's say they're in Dubai. And you think they do that all the time. When in actuality, they didn't have to save up their money, and they did that once a year, and they only been there for about 2 days. But you don't know that. So it's like that personal. Okay, I'm gonna go here.
Go ahead.
Here's the issue. There is too much self-importance in the world. Everybody is focused on self. Whereas if everybody focused on the fellow man, love thy neighbor, if everybody did that, the whole thing would solve itself.
Well, okay, first I'm going to address what you said about the snapshot. You definitely only seen the snapshot. Social media is everyone's curated exposition of their life.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They're only showing the world what they want to show. They're showing the end product.
Yeah.
You know, people. I'll give you an example, and one that I love to see for that matter. I love to see when people post up, "Oh, I got my degree."
Right.
I got the new job. You know what? No one sees though. No one sees the nights they went to bed crying, trying to do an essay or do a paper or finish some homework. Or they were stuck behind the ball on something and had to work 12 hours and then come home and stay up 4 or 5 hours working on work and all that.
You laughing, bro? Look,
I know you know.
It ain't no. You ain't going to bed.
Right.
I done sat at this computer for 16 hours. I done saw the sun come up a lot of times.
Thank you. Nobody's seeing that on social media. So, but they see Doc got the PhD. So we only seeing these little snapshots of people's life. We're not seeing the work, and everyone looks like, oh, look, they did it. It's so easy because you see it in a 2-minute reel where everything is running together. You know how long it took that man to build that house for real?
Yeah.
How long it took him to do do his whole landscaping job? I mean, that's 6 Saturdays that man gave away.
Yeah,
that landscaping right. It wasn't no 2-minute TikTok video.
No, stuff take time. Paul.
And we don't see it. So when we want something like what we see on social media, we think it's gonna happen fast, and people don't want to put the work in, or they don't appreciate the work.
Man, being content. That's something I learned a while ago. That if you are content where you are, now content don't mean complacent.
No.
But content mean, you know what? I'm good with this. Once you get to that point, I'm good with this. Stuff become a whole lot easier. You become less angry, which again, my thing with that is too much focus on self, but also I think people living in survival mode, man.
Yep.
Like on a major level. And we're trying to fill that gap within ourselves with something.
It's amazing the amount of people out here who make solid salaries and have solid income still in survival mode.
Yep.
Because they house poor, or they living beyond their means, trying to keep up with some flashy level, putting extra stress on themselves. It's really sad how great that percentage is in our own community.
Well, look at this. That's one aspect of it. But what about the folks who are in survival mode emotionally, who are in survival mode, psychologically, who are in survival mode with their relationships? I mean, it encompasses a lot of things. And I think the emotional part is what's damaging us the most, because people are, and this goes back to your first point of why we're just downing and trashing and bashing and doing to all this stuff to one another, because of the emotional survival mode. All right. So here's an example. When someone gets angry, they get mad. Emotional and the lizard brain part is going to strike out. They're going to hit them back. They're going to make them do something because they figure out that's going to fill the hole.
Right.
And that's what's happening everywhere. They're striking out because they got something missing inside emotionally.
Right.
And that's they're using a lizard brain for everything. When I say lizard brain, that's the part of the brain that's fight or flight. They automatically do it. It's the instinct to just jump to that. And when you living in that mode, you can't think of nothing else because what you're trying to do is survive. but people in it all the time, no matter how much money they have, how big their house is, they can be driving whatever kind of car, they still surviving.
Still in survival mode mentally. Mentally, they're in survival mode, and we hold on to anything negative forever.
Yeah,
we won't let a negative moment go. A person could do 100 things right, do one thing to hurt your feelings, and that's how you grade them.
Yeah.
We don't give each other any grace, especially when it comes to men and women. We give out zero grace out here.
No, and you are absolutely right. You know, grace is something that's missing. Like, we expect it,
right?
But we don't give it. Or better yet, we give it to the wrong things.
Ooh, that's true.
We're giving grace to the wrong things.
Yep.
And here is a perfect example. People disagree with me. And I had a back and forth with one of our friends about this when it happened. We giving all the grace to what's the girl named Sha'Carri Richardson?
Right.
Caught, drugs in her system, smoking weed. She got put off the team. Now, we don't know if it was just for that or for her attitude or whatever. We don't know. But the whole world wanted to give her all the grace because it was like, well, her grandma died. No, her mama died.
Her mama passed away. Yeah.
Her mama passed away. I think that was an excuse.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, if you look at earlier interviews and videos, who was the one there at all her races? Her grandma. Her mama wasn't there. But the fact is, she broke the rule.
Right.
That's what they said. But everybody wanted to give her grace. But yet, there's a man out there working, doing everything you can. He can't get an ounce of grace. But he's not doing drugs. He's not violating rules. He's just trying to make it.
Yep.
But he's a bum.
Yep.
Or he not building. What is that? Why everybody, I want somebody I can build with. You don't even know what you're building. The Jamel. She didn't know her mom from what exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. She didn't know her mom, but we gave her all the grace. What about that dude? Remember the dude who was he was a nurse in Atlanta.
Okay.
And he was like some real high thing. He was making like $200,000 a year. I don't think he was a nurse. He was something big. But he ended up killing his ex-girlfriend, his ex-wife, his girlfriend, his wife, and himself. And the reason why was that the ex-wife was keeping the kids away from him.
Right.
And he'd been fighting this battle for 3 years. And the girlfriend had gotten pregnant and threatened to do the same thing. But ain't no grace came out of that.
Nah. Well, first off, that's an extreme.
I know. I did extreme for real. I mean, yeah, I did that for a reason.
That's an extreme. But we watch these, I'm not even calling them celebrities, these known quantities. These people we've heard of that we know about, these stories. Everybody got a little bit of social media fame out there. We watch these people and we quick to pick a side without information.
Yep.
To make a judgment call on who these people are. And then we do the same thing to people in real life, and we don't know what an individual is going through. I seen something the other day where it said TikTok need to shut down for about a week and watch the world come back to reality. Watch social media need to cut off for about a week so the world can get back to reality.
Yeah. No lie, man. You know what I do? Because I'm on TikTok, and the only reason I'm really on there is to find show topics.
Right.
Because there's always stuff to talk about.
Right.
But it gets to a point to where the stuff I'm seeing is degrading me.
Right.
Because it's so bad. And you know what? I search up Bleach anime or something funny so I can start seeing those videos all the time.
You have to do it. You have to use the little search options that are available with the hashtags and the certain topics. Because if you don't, inevitably, the bullshit will hit your feed.
Mhm.
Like no matter how much positivity you watch, sooner or later they're gonna start putting that negative garbage crap into your feed.
Mm-hmm. So AS says social media is going to usher in the fall of civil society.
Yep.
We don't know how to act, you know.
No, we don't see what's going on in the world.
You know, I was talking with my wife the other day, and we was talking about kind of the same thing. And what she said is that she said some other things. I don't remember all of it, but the big thing I remember is that nobody wants to be a good person anymore. The people with the power don't want to be good people. There's no focus on that.
That's a good. Ooh, she said something with that.
Mm-hmm. And I see it. People don't care, man. Look, you know, I work with kids. Let me tell you this. I had a young man, caught him stealing juice from the after school program. I saw him doing it. And I told him, hey, don't do that. He did it anyway, ran out the door. I confronted him outside. And this is what he said. I said, man, don't do that. That's wrong. Man, come on, man. That ain't no good. I don't want. I said, man, but you got to do the right thing, be good. No, I don't want to do the right thing. I just want this juice. I'm like, if you go back and ask the lady. If you ask her, she'll give it to you. Just go ask her. Gave him an out. He refused. The question is, why when you present something that's right and good, people don't want to do it?
They don't. Because I think we have taken a turn in society where good is getting what I want.
Yeah.
I'm getting what I want. I'm doing good.
I'm gonna give you that one. Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. It doesn't matter if what I really had to do to get it. It's why, for example, and I don't want to harp on women. I really don't. Mm-hmm. But it's why you'll see women post some of the revealing. I'm gonna use the word revealing photos because it doesn't matter why I'm getting attention. Mm-hmm. I just want attention.
Yeah.
That's why you see some young men posting wads of cash and guns and all that kind of stuff because they just want they want the likes. They want attention has become currency.
Yeah.
In this country, and it's destroying us. And within our community, because we had the shortest fall to make, it's coming real fast.
What did Malcolm X say? That when the nation has a cold, we have the flu or something like that.
Right. Because our community got according to the numbers, we're the smaller community. We're the minority, which I ain't too sure I agree with those numbers. Mm-hmm. But also, in economic status and all that kind of stuff, we got the shortest fall to make. Because we ain't had but a few, 60 or 70 years, we really had a real shot at this thing.
Yeah. Time is relative. And it's kind of like stuff hadn't been that long in the realm of time.
No.
Jim Crow, my dad was alive. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I'm gonna give you an example of something when it comes to that. And I was speaking with somebody about. It was like, well, why black people don't like dogs? I said, hell, they just stopped chasing us with them 50 years ago. We only on our our second or third generation where we felt comfortable owning dogs.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why black people don't have a great relationship with dogs. Maybe it's in our DNA because we've been chased for 200 years and had them sick on us just for standing outside the places for another 100 years after that.
Yeah. I mean that happens, but that's where the whole generational trauma thing comes into play. And that is real. Yeah. And this is the reason why it's real. Let's say the dog, for instance, my great granddaddy taught my granddaddy, hey, watch out for them dogs. So you start watching out for the dogs. My
Right.
granddaddy teach my daddy, hey, watch out for the dogs. So he watch out for the dogs.
Your
Then
daddy
he teach
you.
me, watch out for those dogs. Now I see him be like, okay, well, it ain't really that bad, but I'm still watching out for the dogs. Now I teach my son the same thing. He watching out for dogs too, but to him, okay, they all right. So he going pedal. So it takes a long time for that stuff to filter out.
It take a whole generation for somebody to say, well, my whole life done happened and the dog ain't did nothing to me.
That's right. So, look here. So Jamel said the problem is that social media makes the exceptions the goals.
Yes.
Boy, that's strong in every situation.
Right.
It's not real.
Exactly. There's more money in the world than ever before.
Mm-hmm.
And there are more millionaires and billionaires than ever before. But the percentage of people that hasn't changed. It's more billionaires than it's ever been, but it's the same percentage of people. It's just more people.
Yeah.
It's more millionaires than ever been.
You're right. More
it's the same percentage.
Shoot. I know.
You know what I'm saying? So
10% of 10 is 1, but 10% of 100 is 10. So it's still 10%.
Still 10%. It's the same percentage. This percentage hadn't changed. It's still that same old 1%. It's just more people in the 1% because there's more people on the planet.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not telling anybody not to go and strive and reach for whatever goal you set for yourself. Mm-hmm. But like you said so many times, you can't make money your goal.
Yep, it's a measurement.
Because there's so many other types of success to be had. There's so many other lives in between rock bottom and in the 1%. Now, do I look at the economic situation in this country and understand it's unfair? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't stupid. I look at the situation just like the rest of y'all. But do I also understand that where I've come from to where I am is an unexpected, improbable leap? Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of what I've done. And I intend to extend beyond that. I think we lose sight of that as people. Some of us come from nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not looking back at the fact that we came from nothing and now we're stable, functioning members of society.
Oh.
That is a fucking accomplishment.
Well, let me tell you this, though. Look at this. Why is it that, people say, okay, I came from nothing. I got it out the mud, all of this stuff, right? What about the people who didn't?
Yeah.
They're always, but the thing is, people who didn't always looked at differently. The term bougie comes up.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something about that. I'm busting my ass for my kids to be bougie.
Mm-hmm.
Damn that. I'm not working this hard for me. If it's just about me, I go be a goddamn dog greeter at the Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Stay in a room in the house. I don't care. I don't need a lot to be comfortable. I can make my life super easy. I'm busting my ass for my kids to be bougie. So
all we do is need an air mattress.
That's it. Don't need much.
But I mean, but it's true. And I mean, what I see is like stuff that's normal. People think is not cool, man. I'm discovering as I get older to take joy in things that Black people usually don't do.
Mm.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like if you say, I'm going to go hiking, I want to go see the waterfall somewhere in North Georgia. It's right there. We would never do that.
Nope.
Take joy in that. I keep talking about the road trips. I love that. Or taking our kids to Disney. We've been to Disney so many times, and that's not a flex or nothing. But the fact is, my kids didn't want Jordans.
No.
But we took them to theme parks. We took them across the country. So
that talks to how we raise them and how you're raising yours and how we raise our children as individuals and what we tell them to put value in.
Man, listen, I'm going to tell you this, man. Again, I work with the kids. I see them. I know what they doing. And I told y'all several times, I've apologized to my kids for sending them to middle school.
Mm.
No lie. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't know. I just didn't know. But my wife and I had a conversation the other day. And you know, my son still hadn't went back to in-person school. He's
Okay.
going to school online. And she said, all right, we got to figure out what we're going to do with him for next year, being 11th grade. We're going to send him back to school. Now, it's only one school we'll send him to here. One. Because everywhere else is riots, man. They fighting teachers and everything.
It's bad out there.
We could talk about that in a minute. But you know what I said? Because at first I wanted him to go back to school, you know, to interact with people and do all that stuff. And I said, you know what? Let's just send him to college. Just skip it. Just skip all of it. Because they have dual enrollment. So he's going to stay where he is, and we're going to send him to college next year. Forget it. Because he ain't got to deal with that. Because y'all kids is off the chain, and this job is dangerous. Regular kids suffering. Yeah. Regular people suffering at the level of ignorance you are allowing to come into the schools and at your house. And you can't say, oh, ain't like that at home. Some of these people too far off the chain for it not to be that way at the house. It just ain't happening.
You just used to it in your house. That's what that is.
All right, here we go. Jamel said he spoke to a man this week that blew my mind. So there's about 60 million black people in the USA, and there are 3 to 4 black millionaires that can put $1 million in every bank account and not blink. But we don't have community, and that's why Kanye didn't get pushed back for talking crap about us. Okay. Well, we there, so let's go ahead and go there.
Okay, first off, if you haven't watched any of the interviews in their entirety about Kanye, all the way back to the slavery as a choice, if you haven't watched the interviews in their entirety, please don't comment. Because you didn't listen to you saw the snips that people gave you, and you didn't listen to the man explain himself. That's the first thing. The current stuff, he's free. He's freed himself. If y'all don't catch that, I don't know what you're watching. He said what he said, and yeah, he lost all them deals. But you know who he's beholden to now? Nobody. The man's even if he ain't a billionaire no more, he's still a multi-millionaire, and then we still don't know what his net worth is. All that subject. He's still a multi-millionaire that is beholden to no one.
Well, I mean, he could quit life right now and just do what he want to do forever, and he'd be all right.
But folks didn't listen to when the man was talking. He said his daddy owns a water filtration plant in the Dominican Republic. That man can move down there and live like a super duper king for the rest of his life. He is beholden to no one. What he did was said, listen, get your money, hold your money, or whatever you value in this world, and make yourself free. And what we're finding out right now, it is a lot of Steven from Django ass men and women in our community, celebrities and whatnot, that are some Calvin Candy ass kissers. I ain't gonna be one, and y'all don't be. Do I agree with everything Kanye said? No. I work for a man, a Jewish man. When he cool the other side of the pillow. I don't have no issues. But if you stop trying to treat people as a monolith and talk about them as a group,
people,
or as individuals, you know, this group of individuals has had negative practices that have negatively impacted black people. The answer is yes. That answer is unequivocally yes. That's all he was saying.
So, well, I'll say this. Well, I guess before we do that, yeah, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Then I'm gonna throw the comment up there. The part about the millionaires, you know, giving everybody $1 million,
not their responsibility.
So here's the thing about that. Currency is slowly losing its value.
Yep.
And I had to explain this to a kid, because we were talking about pencils or something like that. And they were like, why you just don't give everybody a pencil like that? And I said, if I give everybody one, then it won't be special no more. It won't be worth anything. $1 million won't be $1 million if everybody got $1 million. You might as well be broke. Then you go back to, why is it their responsibility to give everybody else money? That don't sound right. But and it's not even their responsibility to give everybody opportunity. But here it is again. People want everybody else to be concerned with everybody else until it's them that has to do it, because they want to just be concerned with themselves. That's the perfect example of it. You should be concerned about the whole world out there, whereas the same person not concerned about anything.
Right.
They just want to get what they can get, but they want everybody to give. That ain't right. But also about the Kanye thing, and we got a few comments coming in, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit them in a second. Here's the thing about people, most people, and what Freddie Brown told me still resonating in my head with this right here. He talked about people being Oh, okay. I'm gonna come back to that. About people being eagles.
Right.
You know, you flying high, not everybody can fly with you.
That's right.
And when I say that, most of America has the attention span of a gnat. And they wish not to find the entire stories about everything. Think about how many people you talk to when you're trying to tell them a story or explain what's happening. They don't want to even hear the whole thing.
Nope.
There's information that you need.
Yeah.
But they don't want to hear because their attention span is short. Honestly, I mean, I think most people are just, I'm not going to say that.
No, say it, Doc. You're probably right. Get it off your chest, Doc. This is the show.
Okay. I don't want to sound like, all right. When I say this, I don't want to sound like, oh, he think he's so smart.
Well, Doc,
but most people just dumb.
Yeah.
They don't have the mental capacity to participate in the world. But what has happened is the world has dumbed down to a degree to where the people that do possess that find it hard to exist because you can't fit in that box because it's too small.
Yeah.
But the whole world is that way. And you know, Kanye, I didn't really watch the interview. I mean, I stopped caring. I did. But what he said, you know, about the Jewish folks, I didn't hear anything bad, but they have elevated themselves to such a level and they work together at such a level where if you say the word JEW and there's nothing positive after it, you anti-Semitic and you getting crushed. Yeah. So the question is, why can't we be like that? Because we talk about ourselves.
Boy,
we talk about ourselves in such a way. We don't stop that. We don't stop our own people talking about our people and doing these things. We don't do that. Look, so we can't get mad when they do that. Nope. The question, the thing is not the fact that they got mad about it. The question is why we not doing it.
Look, I used to work for a company. I would say I don't even care. I used to work for Floor & Decor at the big warehouse out there in Pooler, Bloomingdale or whatever, right? And when we worked there, there was a manager there, cat named, I don't say his name, that's not fair to him. There was a cat that worked there, he was a white guy. And people used to say, man, he always looking out for them white women, man. Whatever they want to do, he do. And I said, yeah, he's a white man. He's supposed to look out for his white women. The problem is it ain't enough of us as black men to put ourselves in a position where we can look out for ours. There's nothing wrong with a man or a person or a group of people looking out for themselves. The problem is, are you doing it for you and yours? And why not? And what changes and decisions need to be made to make that happen? It is not, I have no issue with the way business is being handled amongst that community. They are doing what they need to do for them. And they're doing it quite successfully.
Yeah, I really ain't mad about it.
No, why aren't we doing it? And when the man said, how come all of us with all these deals and all these contracts, why we can't sit down in the room and talk about it together and figure out how we all getting fucking robbed? Let's talk about it so we can fix it and hold them accountable. And if not, we make our own contracts.
That's true. That's true.
And if and just like they said, oh, it's enough black millionaires to give everybody $1 million. No, it's enough black millionaires to go out here and build their own economic system and banks where they can give us opportunity, us regular folks opportunities.
But you relying on everybody else to have grace and be giving, but people not relying to do that. Right. So Jamel said, I watched it, even though his message may not been accurate, the way he did it didn't help anyone.
And
Um,
we don't. Nobody has to. We placating and stepping fetching. That shit over with.
I think
Say
that
it how it is. That's our problem. We sugarcoat candy and ice cream, every goddamn thing, so people feel good about it. Feelings aren't facts. If the truth is the truth, that's what it is.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. I'm gonna circle back to that one because I don't know.
Was he a bit erratic? Yes. Could he have been a bit more articulate? Yes.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. I'm gonna come back to that one. I got to think about that. Right here, you want to see who controls you? Figure out who it is you can't publicly criticize.
There it is. That's the truth.
That's the difference. The Jewish people look out for a community, and that's how they amass power. Jamel said that.
Absolutely correct, Jamel.
They look out for each other,
yep.
And you know what? I admire that. That's good.
We as Black people, we try to come up and get away from our community instead of coming up and building our community.
Rising tide lifts all ships, except every other community looks back and looks out, except for us. This is the comment that made me pause. You know, I like the end part of it, but that rising tide thing, I can't really get behind that.
No, I agree with that.
No, because
if I'm doing better, everyone around me, I'm going to help in every way I can to do better.
Okay, here's an example.
I'll give you an example, Doc. They could call me right now today and say, hey, we love what you're doing on that little podcast, little small thing you got going on with Doc, but I want to put you on, but I want you to get rid of Doc and put you on something without him.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm going to say is, well, how much you going to pay me? They're going to give me a number. And I'm going to say, okay, well, he's my engineer. I'm not going to leave you behind. There's no way in hell.
Well,
I wouldn't be wherever I'm at without you.
I mean, that's 100%. All right, but let's
look
at this example.
You have to do that. It has to be more of that.
But I mean, all right, here goes another example of the rising tide thing. And this is something that's really stuck in my craw. That's one of them old sayings that my mama be saying. This stuck in my craw. Now, we know there's an issue with African-American boys in schools. We know that the number of them that's getting higher education is dwindling fast. We know that most boys in school can't read past the 4th grade level. We know that most Black adult men can't read past the 8th grade level. This is stuff that we know, right? So why is it? Because they say this rising tide thing works. So why do we keep having scholarships and business loans for Black women, but our boys and men still can't read? They still can't. It's not lifting their boats. It's just not. It's only lifting their boats. So that's why I don't like that, because you know what happens? This is what happens. When you raise the boat, the tide lift the boat, right? The boat not lifting the other boats. They expect the tide to do that. To me, that's like trickle down economics. That mess don't work either. You expect then when this money come down that the people on the top gonna give to the people at the bottom, and the truth is that they just greedy.
You missing it, Doc. The point is that the little Black boys are not on the same tide as little Black girls.
Okay.
The problem, little Black boys on the same tide as Black men. We have to be the tide that raises all the boats.
Okay.
It's our responsibility to go back and bring our little boys up and be fathers and take our little boys to the next level. That's why Black women are reaching back and helping Black girls at a higher level and a higher rate than Black men are for Black boys. That is the problem. They're not on the same tide. Yes, Black mothers have Black sons, but every Black woman is a woman first.
Mm-hmm.
And we must go back and reach back and raise our boys. We have not done our job properly.
So here's the issue I have with that. I like what you said about it being different tides. And what worries me is the fact that we're separate, that it has to be different tides. That's what worries me. That's
At
what
this
does it.
point,
Mm-hmm.
at this point, we can't talk about what we want it to be. We have to
Mm-hmm.
talk about what it is. And
You're right.
clearly that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. And it gets played out and rehashed over and over again that we know what it is. And what black men have done is said, I got it. I'm going to take care of me and I'm going to take care of my family.
Mm-hmm.
What black men haven't done is said, I got it and I'm going to take care of all these little boys.
Mm-hmm.
We teach them how to play football and basketball and how to cuss and how to hang and how to talk to women. We don't teach them how to read. That's why we do the book study. If more black men read, more black boys will read.
I'm with you, man.
If you see your daddy reading, you will say, oh, my dad used to read all the time. You will read.
Mm-hmm.
But daddy got to fucking be there.
I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you. I just got a bitter taste in my mouth about that. And I still do. It just, I don't think it's right when we see a problem and nobody trying to fix it. Well, I won't say nobody. There are few people trying to fix it, and they keep shifting resources to where the problem is not. The problem is not there. When do you stop? When do you realize, okay, my efforts are actually working?
What you have to realize, Doc, is we're in a system designed. It's doing exactly what it's designed to do, to destroy us. Because if you destroy the men, you destroy the community, you destroy the family. And that's what the goal is.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing it play out. We've seen it play out so much to the point where when's the last time you watched a program and they didn't have a woman of color, specifically a black woman, with a white man?
Mm-hmm.
That is the agenda. The agenda is to destroy the black man. They have, for the last 30 or 40 years, there has been an absolute agenda to diminish us in the eyes of our own families, to the point where many women don't even include black men when they talk about the black community. It's the men, it's the women and the children. We aren't even included. And we have to, and if by force, take our position back.
That's true. So Jamel said here, Jewish people can talk crap about themselves, but you can't do it. Exactly. Everybody like that. Because you know what? We can say
everybody they talk crap about us all the time and we don't do shit.
Well, no, this is what I'm saying though. All right, they can talk that about themselves, but you can't do it. We do that. We call each other names and do stuff in our own music. And we put it out there and play it on the radio. You know, it's widely spread.
Yep.
Let somebody of a different race say those same things. You know, you have a fan of a certain rap group that's white. He goes to the concert, but he better not say that part of the lyric. But everybody else can say it. I mean, but I think people are just hypocritical. AS said, Black Americans are sick. It's going to take us more than 100 years to get back to loving our own community as much as we love everybody else's. Yeah, stuff takes time. Right here, so Jamel said the school system is set up to identify and sabotage alpha men. And, you know, he talks about the loans are meant to segregate, not help black men.
Absolutely. It's true. All of it is a part of continuing that same thing I talked about earlier, which is building that wedge between black men and black women.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to actively, intentionally, and with ferocity remove it.
Mm-hmm. But we have to be intentional about doing it. And you know what I noticed? And I know I'm glad we made a full circle back to the beginning. I got an opportunity to see what a lot of women are talking about. You know, when Kevin Samuels was around, they would say, yeah, men saying this kind of stuff. And then I'd be like, no, they ain't saying that. They're not doing that. Because I wouldn't see it. But I managed, somebody invited me to join this Facebook group. You know, it was like Kevin Samuels Reborn or something crazy like that. I don't know. So I started seeing what they was posting, and there's some dudes posting some ludicrous things. It's like they took the stuff that he said and they just going like to
way
1,000 with it.
I had to get out of one of those groups.
And I'm like, I can't do this. This is crazy.
I had to get out of one of those groups, Doc, because it was like, what are you talking about? That ain't what that man was even talking about.
Yeah. Or if they say, you know, okay, you got a woman that might be overweight or whatever, and they post something, like the lady posts something about herself or whatever, and they go straight into you ain't gonna never get married or this and that. Right. And the fact is, she's not even talking about that. She's not even talking about that. Like, y'all stuck on stupid.
Yeah.
And I can't participate with that.
Nope.
I
had
can't.
to get out of there.
And those are the loudest voices, and we do too much of that. All right, so here's the thing, man, because I know it's getting close to time for you to go to the football game.
Yes, sir. I gotta go watch my son's last game of the season.
All right. What's the solution? What's a solution to any of the stuff that we talked about? How can we fix it? So I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna go, then you can shut us down.
All right. First thing is stop watching the outside world so much and start concentrating on the people around you, the people you see every day, the people you spend your time with, whether you're in a relationship or not in a relationship. If you around Black men and women on a daily basis, start concentrating on being positive to those people and hope it can grow from there. If you got a platform, well, awesome, great. If you don't have one, you don't know what your platform is, the people you see every day. We do not have to change 1 million people. You are not responsible for changing the thought process of 1 million people, but you are in the presence of 10, 12, 15 people on a regular basis. Talk to them. Change them. Give them an idea. Make them have them look at you differently. And you tell them it's more men just like me.
Yeah.
Actually, most Black men are more like me. So please, Black men, we got horrible PR. It is each and every one of our personal responsibility to change that narrative. And you change it by changing the idea or the perception of you and the people that you see every day. That's all I got, Doc.
Well, I'm gonna say that my solution is that we have to define what's right and what's wrong.
Okay.
And actually get back to what's right.
Yeah.
It's not right, to tell little girls to focus on their bodies and to use what they got to get what they want. That's not right. It's not right to tell these boys and young men that they need to go to the extreme and trash these girls and women. That's not right. It's not right to allow these boys and girls to suffer because you just want to do you. That's not right. Let's try to focus more on what's right. And I'm not even going to say, oh, we got to define what's right. No, you don't. You know right from wrong. What makes the world a better place? You already know. You know it's not right. You already know it's not right to sit there and have your kids watching Precious. They shouldn't be able to repeat all that. That's not right. You have power. Use your power like Lion just said. Your sphere of influence. You can influence people to do something right. That's all I'm going to say, man. I mean, wherever you find right at, you know what? I'm going to say it. I mean, hey, I'm religious. I'm in the church. I'm in the Bible. That's me. It's a lot of good stuff in there. Yep. But you don't have to do that because I'm never one to push somebody to say, oh, you need to do this. You decide to do that on your own. If you decide you want to do that, you holler at me. We'll get together. But yeah, just do what's right. Look, we need a broker that has power and kindness in their heart to get us together and work on helping each other as a community instead of being selfish.
Look in the mirror. Where your hero, look in the mirror. They go your hero.
Hey, he is. He is, man. Yeah. He is. You know what we need to do? We got to do this again. We gotta do another one. Hey, Jamel, man, I'm gonna need you to get on with us, bro. Cause you know what? I'm gonna give you a wrench in the group, make you a moderator, cause you be here. you be here. You are here, and we appreciate your contribution, man. It is priceless. I love it.
And I mean, thank everybody for joining us. Like, share, comment. Let us know if we own something. We appreciate it. We'll be back next week. We'll be back Thursday, as always, for the book study and for another episode. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We out.
Peace.